Hi, good afternoon, Ma'am Crizel. I am Catherine Batulan, the reporter of Lesson 10, Sex and Senses. Okay, I'm going to read the definition of terms. The first one is sensorium. Sensorium is the totality of our senses and perception, a conglomerate of the individual sense organs. Then, then the second one is olfaction. Olfaction means sense of smell. And the next one is tactile. Tactile, something associated with touch. And then pheromone, a substance believed to be emitted by organism and which is thought to be influencing social behaviors. And then the last one is major histocompatibility complex, a set of protein molecule associated with the immune system. And then, when we are children, we were taught that there are 5 bodily organs, which corresponds to our primary senses that we use to explore and experience the world around us. Okay? The first one is our eyes. Enable our sense of sight, just like visual, so that we are able to see visual stimuli like color, size, shape in the environment. The second one is our nose. Enable sense of smell. Yun yung meaning ng olfaction, sense of smell. So that we are able to experience scent. And the third one is our ears. Our ears allow us sense of hearing. Okay, so that we are able to experience sounds of varying tone, pitches, and volume. Okay, then the fourth one is our tongue. Our tongue covered with taste bud that allow us sense of taste, so that we are able to experience the taste of saltness, sweetness of our food, and other objects we put in our mouth. Then, we have sensory reception of our skin, muscles, and joints, which allow us the sense of touch and feeling, so that we are able to have tactile experiences. Kasi when we say tactile, something associated with touch. Okay? Example, heat or its absence, various texture, various physical pressure. These 5 senses comprise our sensorium, the totality of our sensory experiences and perception. While we receive information from our environment through the senses, our brain has the ability to organize and interpret these numerous stimuli into meaningful ideas that are useful for our choices. And my second topic is all about human affect and the senses. Interestingly, while human beings are hailed as rational beings who are constantly making choices and are behaving through a set of rational choices made from higher order thinking. Example, evaluating and judging. Okay? It is hypothesized that our affects, emotions, and feelings actually play a major role in our behaviors. And then affective primacy hypothesis postulates that in many axes, cognitive processing, example, higher order thinking, plays a lesser role compared to our emotional responses in eliciting behavior. By virtue of this hypothesis, by default, our emotions take precedence primarily, because these are only processed and modulated by the limbic system. Okay, the limbic system is the emotional part of our brain, which is primitive compared to the ones responsible, the higher order thinking, example, neocortex. Okay, this is where the sensorium and the human affect meets. Here, it will help us to think of a particular case. Imagine walking in the woods together with your friends, and then when all of a sudden a venomous snake drops in front of you. How will you respond to the situation? Kaya kung ako lang, kung naakuha na nga sitwasyon, ang akong ma-respond or reaction is matarantar ko. magkabuang og dagan. Siyempre, kung makakita tag snake, human like us have three primary emotional response. Either fight, flight, or freeze. Okay? A fight response is when we face adverse or dangerous stimuli squarely. Like sa akong father, ning fight siya, kay duol na sa iya ang snake. Luckily na siya'y panangga. Natigbasan niya og namatay ang snake. Maugin na siya ang first emotional response sa isa ka tao pag makakita og snake. And then ikaduha is flight. A flight response is when we move away from the adverse or dangerous stimuli. Okay? This would mean running away from the place and finding a new route when the snake cannot find you. Okay? And then the last one is freeze. A freeze response, on the other hand, is when you are startled and are unable to make a choice, thus are unable to move. Sometimes the freeze response can also be used to buy time so you can calculate the advantage and disadvantage of your choice. Okay? Shall you fight the snake or fly away from the scene? Okay. In all three basic emotional response, there is a requirement. We should be able to sense the environment, organize the stimuli we receive, and interpret this stimuli so we can make a choice and corresponding action. We will not be able to arrive at the behavior if not through our senses. This makes you a sensorium and necessary component of the emotional response. And that's all, ma'am. Thank you.